ready for Ibiza? What was that? Let's do it! Buying a property in Ibiza and securing your dream home is an incredibly exciting moment. However, all active buyers and future buyers need to be fully informed and equipped with the right knowledge of phases and added costs entailed within the property buying process in Spain, ideally before finding the perfect home. The White Isle is popular for its cosmopolitan community and beautiful beaches, so you've made the decision. You love the White Island so much that you'd like to buy property on Ibiza. Who wouldn't? It's not easy or risk-free at all to find a piece of land to build your dream house or to invest your money into. If it was, you know the saying, everybody would be doing it. So caution, 100% caution. Many will claim that you could easily rent out your newly obtained property during summer, so you are reaching into your pockets even a bit deeper. That scenic sea view, vibrant nightlife, delicious local foods clouding your business judgment. They're just some of the reasons why Ibiza is such a popular holiday destination. This little island is the ideal place for all those looking for an investment opportunity. I put together some steps you should follow when considering buying a piece of property in Ibiza. So what are the 6 steps to buying a property in Ibiza? Number 1, can I apply for a mortgage to buy? You're not going to pay cash. Can you apply for a mortgage? Do your research about buying. Number 3, find an independent English-speaking lawyer. Number 4, NIE number. Number 5, initial contract. Number 6, completion. So a question that always comes up, number 1, can I apply for a mortgage to buy a house or an apartment in Ibiza? As a foreigner, you can apply for a mortgage at a Spanish bank if you want to buy a house. Ibiza now also works with a number of well-known banks in Ibiza. What lender needs when you are self-employed, for example, is the annual income for the past year and the bank statements from the previous 6 months. If you qualify for a mortgage, then the maximum loan that the lender offers is up to 60-70% of the assessed value of the house. The duration varies from 20 to 30 years, similarities in the United States, for example. Banks offer flexible interest rates. We locked in a rate of 1.75%. Money is cheap. Use other people's money when you can. Keep your money in other investments so it grows for you. So we got 1.75%. It's a great rate. Step 2, do your research about buying property in Ibiza. Before you decide to buy property in Ibiza, you need to make sure that you know what's involved in the particulars, the associated costs involved. You will need to know what taxes and fees are involved in buying a property in Ibiza to ensure that you can afford these as well as the purchase price of the home. So you should also make sure that you know what your ongoing obligations will be in relation to the property in Ibiza once you have bought it. So for example, property owners in Ibiza will need to pay taxes such as property owner's tax, local city council tax, and tax on any rental income. So think about your currency exchange as well. This is very important. What are the currency exchange requirements? Using a currency specialist instead of the bank to transfer the money from pounds to euros, for example, could save you thousands of pounds. So get in touch with a recommended currency specialist before you buy to see just how much you could save. You will save. Do that extra step. It's worth the initial dollars if it costs some money. Step 3, find an independent English-speaking lawyer in Ibiza. Your lawyer will, for example, research Is there any outstanding debt on the property? All local taxes paid? Is the land registry data correct? License and contract controls. Which agency or seller are you really dealing with? Instructing an independent English-speaking lawyer in Ibiza who has experience in advising UK clients, for example, in relation to property purchase is vital. It's very vital. It is strongly advised that you do not use the lawyer recommended by your estate agent to make sure that your lawyer is acting solely in your interest. That would be a big mistake, in my opinion. I can speak to this. For example, we looked at a property that turned out to have some zoning issues. Their lawyer said there was no zoning issues and kept pushing us, just use our lawyer. As soon as we said we would have our lawyer look into it, they changed their minds and came clean. So you can also, provide your lawyer in Ibiza with a power of attorney so that they can deal with matters on your behalf when you are not able to be in Ibiza. So getting in touch with a property solicitor in Ibiza early means that you will also be able to budget for the legal fees and also have your lawyer in Ibiza on hand to assist should you need to move quickly with regards to the property purchase. Step 4. Get an NIE number. An NIE number will be required by non-Spanish purchasers of property in Ibiza. Your lawyer will be able to assist you with the getting of the NIE number in Ibiza. Step 5, the initial contract. Once you have found your perfect property, your lawyer in Ibiza will undertake the relevant checks on the property. In the checks involving the local land registry, in the town hall, the tax office, to make sure that it is free from any problems and to make sure that the seller owns the property. That is key. Your lawyer will also prepare the initial option to purchase contract and will also arrange for this to be signed once you and your lawyer are happy, with the matters that everything's in order. You will then pay the reservation deposit to secure your Ibizan pad. So step 6, last step, completion. Completion. After your English-speaking lawyer in Ibiza has completed all the final checks on the property, then they will also prepare the final public purchase deed and arrange between the parties a date for this to be signed at the notary's office in Ibiza. Your Ibizan lawyer will make sure that all the required documents are delivered to the notary, including the NIE number and any relevant certificates and reports. On completion day, the public purchase deed will be signed in front of the notary in Ibiza. Your lawyer in Ibiza can arrange to sign this on your behalf if you have provided them with the power of attorney. So you do have that option. That's something to keep in mind. The balance of the purchase price will then be paid together with the transfer taxes, and you can then be registered as the new owner of your property in Ibiza with the land registry and tax office. So your lawyer may also assist with setting up the utilities in Ibiza, including the council tax, the waste tax, RSU, and the bank arrangements for the water, electricity, That's something your lawyer can help you with. So in some common mistakes: not having your registration in place before the buying process, insufficient property research, not accounting for all the costs involved in buying a house. Example, some different taxes: the property convenience tax, the ITP, the value added tax, the VAT tax, your attorney fees, your mortgage fees, your notary fees, your property registry fees, the banking expenses, not understanding how the banking expenses work, your contracts, no preparation for future fees. So can I rent out my property? Yes, you will need a rental license. If you decide to rent out your house for a holiday rental, then you will need a rental license. A house must meet certain criteria to qualify for a rental license. It is illegal to rent your apartment daily or weekly in Ibiza. There is an exception if you rent your apartment for longer periods. to one tenant, although it is illegal to rent holiday apartments per week. Many homeowners do it anyway, just like in California, and they take the risk of a fine. So, that's something you need to consider. Getting that rental license, if you're going to do weekly and short-term rentals, that's important. It's just best to have that. Sometimes they crack down I heard sometimes some years they do and some years they don't. A lot of people don't have the license, but you want to make sure you get that taken care of if you're looking to rent your property during the high season. So we were looking for a piece of property in Ibiza for a while, over a year and a half, and just couldn't find exactly what we wanted. So we decided on new construction to build. So we have a lot of experience down here. We have some local people in UK that we met that have a lot of experience with Ibiza and vacation there with their family for 15 plus years. So they're dialed in. So we have a property management team set up, a lawyer, a notary. If you're looking to buy property in Ibiza, we can be your go-to in the United States and help you get set up. And like I said, we bought a piece of property that we're going to be using as a rental. Its completion is end of this August. We are going to be going out there and getting everything in order. I'm going to be running the operations for this particular property in the United States, and it's going to be renting weekly. It's going to be a gorgeous piece of real estate, and more to come on that. And we're going to be offering that in our portfolio for a rental. But if you're looking to buy your own piece of property, we can provide a lot of assistance there. We have a lot of knowledge in Ibiza now. I'm building up my knowledge base, but it's just so important. I can't emphasize enough to have an English-speaking attorney over there, and also have your attorney, whatever country you reside, double check those documents. Someone that's familiar with contract law, international, and double check those documents when they're translated. It's just so important to make sure everything is correct, because mistakes do happen, and I've heard horror stories. So that's Ibiza. More to come. Wonderful, wonderful place to be. I used to go there when I lived in Spain for a couple of years and take the ferry from Valencia, and I knew about the White Island back in the late 90s, and it's a top vacation spot in the Eurozone, and it's a wonderful island, and something you might want to consider. Take care. Be creative.